can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You that chop line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. COVID money, miss the way eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste and bust a man to statue. Say we like a cash you, but they got in a figure you. Take this print of money, got and say that it's not you. One day the man above him, him a got a belt. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out with each.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Wagwan family. Good evening, everybody. How you guys doing? Are you ready for this? I hope I'm ready for this, you know. I don't mind you this on no other platform, but this platform is an educational platform. It's different. Go and like it and share it, people. This evening I will have an open gay Jamaican brother. I don't know him too, you know. No found to know him. But me not say nothing. Wait till the man drop on here. So we have a reason about this Samoa agreement. Maybe the brother can educate us on this agreement. There's a lot of things we don't understand. And he's also a knowledgeable brother. And a bright guy. So we want to hear what going with the Samoa agreement. For those of you who do not understand what the Samoa agreement is all about, I'm going to play this for you right now. Now is an Archbishop Garden from out of Trinidad. This is 11 months ago. But when him did this speech in the church, the agreement was not signed yet. But now Jamaica signed the agreement. And yeah, see it right there. Jamaica signed the Samoa agreement December 14, 2023. So let's listen what the Samoa agreement is about so some people can get a little feel of what it is. 79 nations are meeting. The African, Caribbean, and Pacific nations are meeting to sign a document. And it's an EU agreement with the African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries. And the document is written as a trade agreement and as agreement of support financially, etc., for the African, Caribbean, and Pacific nations. But embedded in that agreement, and when it is signed, it is for 20 years, it cannot be revoked. When it embedded in that agreement is anyone who signs that agreement will have abortion legislation in their countries. They will have to impose abortion legislations, transgender, LGBTQ, comprehensive sex education, a whole range of values will be imposed because of the signing of the document. And what a wonderful day to have this reading. That leaders are not there for themselves, they are there for God. And they don't represent their ideology or their need to beg or their need to find whatever. They're there to represent what is right, what is true, what is noble, and what is beautiful. That's what leaders are there for. That's why they are elected.
And the terrible thing is that we don't have a culture of advocacy in Trinidad and Tobago with our leaders. We put them there and we think, okay, they run themselves for the 5 years, and then after the 5 years, we decide to put them back or change them. And we don't see democracy as an engagement with the leadership in an ongoing conversation about what is good, true, noble, and beautiful for the nation. And so we put them there, and well, it's their business. But if they sign this for 20 years, the nation is going to be in trouble. For 20 years. For 20 years. Now, people think that we are in a post-colonial society. And I keep hearing the term, and I keep asking myself, I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing more colonial than LBGT ideology.
Guys, you are going. Listen, what going, people. You are going. Hey, oh God, you are going now. This administration take money from Europe, people, and push this agenda. You understand me? Me to say Jamaica will not go there one day, but as a nation, I don't feel say we reach there yet. You know, I mean, I think we should have made the nation go there if we are go there instead of take money to change the culture. You understand me? I say, and nobody's talking about it. It's supposed to be a trade agreement. It's supposed to be something that everybody's happy to talk about. If it's trade agreement, it's supposed to bring in jobs and all them stuff. I've never heard the Prime Minister no campaign trail at election time again. He might promise this, promise that, but not a word about the Samoa agreement that is supposed to be some trade deal. How is the Samoa agreement is going to help us? Him sign all these deals behind the people and back. And it's a long time ago. The Prime Minister ahead that way there, you know. Remember, so in 2020, the Prime Minister have him gender minister and not tell nobody what that for. And Jamaica people no inquire, what is the gender minister? You see what I say? So here we are going now. Let me tell us what I'm going now. Listen to this. This one I'm about to play for you. It is 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago. And teach them, do a little piece on it. Big up teach them as usual. And it is 6 years ago. But even beyond 6 years ago, Andrew Onis was thinking a certain way. Beyond 6 years. I want you to understand. Before the man even come in, the man planned for change Jamaica to a certain way. So I want you to understand, guys. So let me play.
10 years after, former Prime Minister Bruce Golding declared that he would not have gays in his cabinet.
Do you in the future want to live in a Jamaica where a gay man or a gay woman can be in the cabinet?
Sure, they can be in the cabinet, not mine.
Well, they can't be in yours.
Not mine.
No, but do you want? Do you think?
His successor, Andrew Michael Holness, has suggested that he would have no problems with homosexuals in his executive. Golding's statement a decade ago was made during an interview on BBC Hard Talk.
They live in Jamaica where they can be and they should be, and it would be entirely natural for them to be so.
I do not know that that is necessarily the direction in which I want my country to go.
Holness' comment came in response to a question during his address to members of the Jamaica diaspora in Brussels on Sunday.
Homosexuality is not a crime. As far as I know, it's not a crime. However, one of our former prime ministers, Mr. Bruce Golding, said on Hard Talk that he will have no gays in his cabinet, and it went on to make Jamaica seem to be more of a homophobic nation than probably it actually is. Would you reiterate those words today, or
absolutely not? No, it's not. Firstly, it's not my business. Neither is it my interest to, and I don't. Whatever is in my discretion to distribute political. A person's sexuality, sexual orientation is not a criteria for the use of my discretion.
So on here, the Prime Minister say, basically gay is okay in them cabinet. This is a way back when, you know. This is 6 years ago. Yeah, and even before that, the Prime Minister are pre that way there. So that's why sometimes some people I say the PNP this and the PNP that. No, people. Remember, me say we have bigger fish to fry. We have bigger fish to fry. So what we're gonna do is hold on there, invite my guest into the studio. And yeah, yeah man. Hold on, people. You there, brother?
I am here. Good evening. Can you hear me? Carlos?
I'm sorry, gentle people.
Can you
My
hear me?
bad. Yeah, you there? Yeah,
I
man.
am.
Yeah, man. So people, may have here with me. I open gay Jamaican man. You all know him already. Kind of Fivita in mind. Producer Wayne Global TV. Producer Wayne Global TV have been my friend from long time from me on Facebook. How me get to know this man? Him reach out to me during the Windrush when he that ship Jamaicans back to Jamaica from England. And he was using his law knowledge to help some Jamaicans with their England, if you get deport. So him asked me them time they kind of me Facebook they busy. They have 70,000 people over there wait for me. Me soon coming, me soon come Facebook, me soon come. Me I work on YouTube, me soon come, because I love on still on call me. Yeah. And him say, boy, I can post something on my page for him, to send out some message to the people them the Windrush. So from there, so me and Wayne and Bridget come on my show all the time. Me never know so the man gay. Because me I'm not talking about no bedroom. We talk about Jamaica. Me and no man not talk about no bedroom. Me know what them kill this argument there. So when I find out same gay, change the topic, change the subject. Wayne is my brethren. And it's one gay brethren me have. Wayne also. Me I love to see him to sit down and drink a beer with him. Hey, Wayne and my brethren. Me not going to thing. All right. So Wayne, what go on?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Wagwan.
Welcome, my brother. Welcome, my brother. Welcome, my brother. I want a serious evening, this guys. We're gonna talk about the Samoa agreement, guys. If you know, go and go smoke on a spliff, go light on a cigarette, go make your tea, bust your popcorn, go and go pee pee. Get up, go and go pee pee. You know, say one pee pee. Go and go pee pee. Go and go wee wee. Go and go wee wee. Yeah, man. So we're gonna talk about the Samoa agreement, Wayne. I'm sure you understand clearly what the Samoa agreement. What do you think about the Samoa agreement, Wayne?
There's a lot of disagree. I personally disagree with it, Carlos, because of my understanding of it and what it is pushing. It is pushing a eradication or a change of culture and identity. And I think that is something that people should take very serious before it really take effect.
So how that is different from being a gay man?
Well, there's two things that are conflated here and are used interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
Being a gay person and being a queer person, those are totally two different things. Even
Mm-hmm.
though people accept them to be one, but
Mm-hmm.
in my understanding, and I'll go into deeper explanation later, in my understanding, both are different. The gay person, as myself and others who I know, we know who we are, we know what we do, and we're comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the queer person, which it could be a woman, it could be a man, it could be anything. If it's a man, it could be a man just as a woman wanting to be identified as a man, or just as a woman wanting to be identified as a woman, but just in a woman in as a woman in heels, in skirt, in wig, and in beard, but want to be identified as a one. That can be confusing for even a gay person that is not thinking in the twisted queer mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So the agenda that is really being pushed, I don't see as a gay agenda. The gay agenda has been around forever. The agenda that is being pushed is a queer agenda where you can identify as a man, you can identify as a woman, or you can identify as neither a man or a woman, or as a woman, you can identify as a man or neither of both. You can get married to whatever you want in that scenario, yourself, an object, an animal. And so the queer agenda is quite much different from the gay agenda. It's a broad, undefined whole scope of things. Hence, you see why the LGBTU plus and all that is intertwined into the whole thing, because it's a never ending cycle of I don't know who I am, or I want to be something that I don't know what it is.
So how do you think this Samoa agreement that nobody asked Andrew Ones to go sign in Jamaica is going to benefit the gay community in a whole in Jamaica?
It will not. It is not something that will benefit the gay community. As a Jamaican, the gay community has come a far way, where one time it was very, very much more harsh than it is now. People still say a lot of things, but the attack that people would expect, it's not identified, because you can see over social media how prevalent gay people can be in Jamaica. So that will not be an advantage, because what it isn't promoting, it isn't promoting gay rights. And gay rights, in a sense, if a person is gay and their right is protected as any other person in employment in society, those rights are fine. But this goes beyond gay right. This goes beyond gender right. This goes to changing gender, altering gender, and a whole lot of mess come with it. But this whole agreement comes in two limb, where it speaks, the most concerned part to us is where it speaks about reproductive health and gender neutrality laws. Those are the two main areas for us to focus on, especially gender neutrality laws. Those are the critical areas. So I don't see where this push is bringing rights for gay people. It's rather will disturb society more, or I think will derive more conflict between the gay and heterosexual community as how it will be perceived. But it's not giving rights to gay people, it's rather injecting an idea into society.
Wow. So what do you think about, 'cause it seems as if they're about to target the schools, and we are starting to see cartoon and them thing there from the baby stage with certain things that go on it. Now what we've been reading is that, because yes, we do videos about Canada, Jamaica. The gender minister went to Canada to sign agreement with Terry Long and the other lady for Canada to help us, so some big money deal to help us with gender neutrality in our schools, which people don't understand gender neutrality. People, let me help you understand a little bit. Gender neutrality is where a girl can go on reggae boy team go play,
Yes.
and a boy can go on reggae girl team go play. Tomorrow morning, if I feel like
as well as a boy or a girl can identify as neither a girl nor a boy.
Thank you. And I was also saying that my daughter living in California, knows a California meeting there. She told me that her teacher told her that her sports teacher, PE teacher, told her that if she identify as a boy today, him can train her to go play on the boy team. So you understand? And my daughter realized that not right. My daughter is a girly girl. She don't look not like boy or act like a boy. So that is a little example of gender neutrality. We also see where them coming to them start talk about hate speech law, Wayne. I did video on that, right? We also see where the gender minister was in place from 2020. So Andrew Onis never tell nobody why we have a gender minister and what the gender minister was about. So now we see what the gender minister is all about. Everything was being set into place because from my understanding and reading is that Andrew Onis wanted to bust this thing open from before him coming to office him about this plan. Now we hear about the gender neutrality when it comes to the police force. You can't call a female no more. Here goes the gender neutrality again. Blur the line between male and female. So you're looking at a woman and you can't call her a woman no more. You have to call her a police, not a police woman. We hear them talk about, we read for you guys. I did all these videos, people. Everything you ever talk about, I do video on it. We ever talk about the homeschooling, where the government said that to homeschool, you have to have some credential to homeschool, and that is not the requirement overseas. Why would Jamaica talk about you need to have some type of credential to do homeschooling? So that tell me, Sir Wayne, and the day when I post this type of education on the kids, if you're a Rasta or a Christian or a person who don't believe in that, you cannot pull your youth out of school and say you homeschool your youth. So them everything is set up straight and without no exit ramp. You understand me? So
Well, there's several
go ahead.
things to unpack here. It goes back to the old phrase, you cannot teach old dogs new tricks. So it is the same thing in this country as well. It is why the schools are targeted at the kindergarten and the primary level, especially at the primary level, which this teaching has already started in the UK, which is causing a lot of conflict. Because if you're breaking a society and if you're injecting a new idea, you want to start to teach a new generation. So 20, 30 years down the line, that idea is taught and accepted as reality. So hence you see the education is being pushed in the schools already. In the Jamaican system, or no government will just drop you in a pothole. They will take you around the edges of the pothole slowly until you get inside. So what you were explaining earlier, we were having certain slow creeps that we were not paying attention to, like the gender minister being assigned, the deal being assigned in Canada, and all those little slow move up to the Samoa agreement. Now that the Samoa agreement is been signed, and based on what we know, they will have to change certain laws. Let's first talk about reproductive health. Reproductive health is mainly to do with contraceptive and abortion. And it's about making contraceptive and abortion more accessible to people who wants it. So when I say it's going to be wholesale abortion, it's kind of what I mean. It's going to be much more accessible, especially on the healthcare. When it goes to the gender neutrality law, that's the whole other area where it changes a lot of things. It is trying to erode the human gender identity, where they want nobody to be male or female, everybody just be a thing or whatever they want to be.
Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question as I say that. People, I want to hear people share this live, give it a thumbs up, get it out there, because them type of conversation, yeah, you know, hear it everywhere. No, Wayne, never question to ask you. As a gay person, as an open gay man, tell me why, Wayne. We the straight people now push no agenda upon you. Who would you think who are push this agenda, Wayne? Me hear people are say gay people are do this, and explain to we who are push this agenda on us, Wayne. A forces on us. Cause we not push nothing upon nobody, you know, we not push nothing upon nobody, and what is wrong with the way it was grown and raised? You understand me? So who are push this agenda upon we if it's not the gay people? Because as a gay man, you are telling me right now, say you're probably not the only person in the community who think this is wrong. So who are push this agenda, Wayne, if
Oh
it's
no,
not the gate?
not everybody is comfortable with it. This is pushed by the same people who are running the world however they want it, Carlos. This agenda has been pushed on us by whoever the same set of people who take the world and do what they want with it because they can make the law, so they can change the laws. They have the education system, they can use their education system to teach it, and they can use it as in Samoa for economic advantage, as economic partnership, but one has to align with my idea in order to have that economic partnership. So it's the same set of people pushing the agenda.
Wow. So what are some of the advantage and disadvantages of Jamaica getting into this way?
It's hard to, I don't see the advantages when it comes to culture and social development. There's no advantage in a society coercing you to limit your population, or coercing you or paying you to change your culture, your identity, and what you believe in. So, certainly on the advantage side, there is not much to argue on the human side. Maybe on the economic front, but I wouldn't know how to argue that if we're going to have deals with corrupt European leaders, with corrupt Jamaican politicians. I wouldn't know how to argue that, but certainly it will be a difficult task to argue um, the advantages. There are a lot of disadvantages to this where we can lose our culture as a people, or identity, what we stand for socially. One um one of the other thing is the conflict in young people's mind as this education is being pushed on young people, as opposed to what young people are being taught by family and society as to what is right. Another disadvantage also is when it comes to the gender neutrality, is how women will be treated in the workplace, because most of the top jobs are
Mhm.
given to men, and oftentimes globally we hear and know that women are being abused or sexualized to put in certain positions.
Mhm.
Now, when you have gender neutrality in all this, and in the employment spheres, you have this major battle where women find it hard, especially at their fertility rate where they're doing childbearing, to get
Mhm.
up to certain standard in the boardroom. Now, with this gender neutrality and things like this already start in England, where you have men dressed as women and become women, can now move into the boardroom in a women role, and that is a disadvantage to women, because given how the laws are, especially in England now, you that would block any legal challenge you take against your employer that there isn't equality of the sexes in the boardroom, and it's gonna be hard for you to argue on the wages comparison that men are paid higher than women, because we now can't use the men and the women anymore. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of disadvantage in the employment spheres for women, for children, for society as a whole.
This is
It
crazy.
fosters
Crazy
disadvantage.
thing to do. So what are they Wayne?
Mhm.
So women should be the ones protesting this and out there with arms up in the air.
Oh yes, it's a major disadvantage to women.
Women are the ones who should be out there protesting and pushing.
because
Guys,
it is seeking to degenderize women.
what about population control, Wayne?
Well, this is where because if you know the more people become gay and lesbian, then the population goes down, as well as the reproductive health, the abortion, the wholesale more available abortion. It's a part of the
God, God.
population control
But,
as well.
hold on there. Wayne, it's just a couple days ago, me and Mr. Tupton, I beg the woman in Jamaica to have baby. Because the population gone down. So how this go add in when this them drop this in the mid? How I go on to a country?
It's going to get
What?
even worse. But under conflict to do with children, Carlos, because I even have this conflict in workplace, is to understand how to refer to people who have gone through this changes. And I'll give you two very confusing example, which are real life example. I'm not speaking hypothetic. I've got two friends, one male, one female, both gay and lesbian.
Mhm.
Both have gone through the transition phase. The female have become a male and the male have become a female.
Mhm.
There's a massive confusion for me here, because the male, when he was a male before the transition, he would only interact with male. Now that he has gone through this transition and become female, then he has become lesbian. Similarly, the female who have become male, who only used to deal with women, is now dealing with men as well, since he's gone through the transition. I am confused with that, just like when I was in certain workplace and certain staff turn up in their wig, their beard, their skirt, their heels. I'm confused because even though the person is dressed in their wig, beard, and heels and skirt, he might want to be referred to as John today, or he might want to be referred to as Janet. That is confusing for me. I don't know on that day how to refer to you. Tomorrow, the person might come just normally as a man, but still want to be referred to as Janet rather than John. And those things, even in the employment spheres, are hugely confusing, because the slightest of mistake you make, a complaint is going against you for discrimination, homophobia, and all sorts. So imagine, Carlos, when this is taken into the school, which it is already in the UK here, and in the US it is already in the school. Can you understand how confusing children are and how confusing of a society we're emerging into? So I don't see where I could argue major advantages in this at all.
So people we have on the line here, producer Wayne. In my open game, man. I'm a virgin. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm a virgin. Yeah, man. I'm the only gay friend me have. I'm a virgin, real virgin. All right. Well, listen to people. Listen to me now. Wayne, let me take a quick break and I'll be right back, my brother.
10 years after, former Prime Minister Bruce Golding declared that he would not have gays in his cabinet.
You in the future want to live in a Jamaica where a gay man or a gay woman can be in the cabinet?
Sure, they can be in the cabinet, not mine.
Well, they can't be in yours.
Not mine.
No, but do you want...
His successor, Jamaican Wellness, has suggested that he would have no problems with homosexuals in his executive. Golding's statement a decade ago was made during an interview on BBC Hard Talk.
They live in a Jamaica where they can be and they should be, and it would be entirely natural for them to be so.
I do not know that that is necessarily the direction in which I want my country to go.
Wellness comments came in response to a question during his address to members of the Jamaica diaspora in Brussels on Sunday.
Homosexuality is not a crime. as far as I know, it's not a crime. However, one of our former prime ministers, Mr. Bruce Golding, said on Hard Talk that he will have no gays in his cabinet, and it went on to make Jamaica seem to be more of a homophobic nation than probably it actually is. Would you reiterate those words today, or
absolutely not? No. It's not. Firstly, it's not my business. Neither is my interest to, and I don't. Whatever is in my discretion to distribute political. A person's sexuality, sexual orientation is not a criteria for the use of my discretion.
So, Wayne, you there?
I'm here.
Yes, welcome back. So, Wayne, you have kids, right?
No, I haven't had any biological kid, but I've fostered a son.
And that me say, you have kids same way, whether you get biological or not, you have picnic, you foster biological son. All right, Wayne. Would you like your biological son to be taught this kind of education? As a gay man, as a gay person, tell me about that.
Oh, definitely not. When I had my son, I have gay friends that used to come around. And the minute I have my son around, I stop having my gay friends around because I didn't want any undue influence around my son. I didn't want anybody corrupting my son. So immediately, once I start bringing up my son, I stop all my gay friends from coming to my house. And they know why I stop them from coming to my house. I don't want certain influence around my son. So definitely not, I wouldn't have them having that education.
Why not?
Because it's a conflict, one, and two, if they have that feeling, allow them to make their choice. Do not educate them to make that choice. That is my argument. Do not educate or influence people to make that choice. And this is what the education system is doing at the moment, is teaching it with the intent to normalize it down the road.
Well, Miss in California where all of this thing started and Obama, Mr. developed and spread across the world. Now, tell me about the suicide rate. You talk about among kids who decide to go this route. Educate the Jamaican people.
I'm not quite clued up on the rate, but I know it is a problem, especially in this country. It is a massive problem, especially in the era of online bullying and where you cannot control how people behave online. And hence you see, and this applies to what's coming to Jamaica, hate law speech and all of that, is because hate law has a lot to do with race or gender. So this is why you see hate law speech is also being ushered in, because it's a way to silence people who want to speak truth to power or want to stay within their truth or not wanting their cultural values to change. I mean, in every society there are homosexual and heterosexual, but what Europe is doing, Europe and America is doing with this agenda, is to change the world to be them. Allow the world to be, other countries to be what they want to do and develop at their own time. Laws change with the development of society, and I'm going to use these two areas because these are the two areas they're pushing at the moment. There were a certain point in time where abortion and homosexuality was illegal by imprisonment or so on. The more society advanced and becoming more acceptance of both abortion and homosexuality, people's feeling change, people become more relaxed and numb to it. So by then, politicians can get to change the law easily without a pushback because people are not so much in arms about it anymore. Societies do change in that fashion where people evolve. But when it is the state that is forcing the society to change into an agenda which will broadly affect women and children, because we know so most of the agenda them were pushing at the world and men push them. And these agenda, this current agenda is mainly being pushed adversely to women and children. Like all wars, them fight anyway. Women and children are the major casualties.
So boy, me I tell you, so boy, me don't even know what kind of question to write down. So me never write down nothing, and my brain may I come from. Wait, so based on what me hear you talk about, this is a thing against the woman them, and the woman them need to watch. So how should the Jamaican people take this? Should the Jamaican people view this way? Because a lot of them don't even know what the Samoa agreement is. A lot of people, because hold on there, because this trade agreement, the prime minister is not walking. And the next question, may I ask you how them view this and how and why the prime minister is not campaigning on this wonderful trade agreement that he signed will come from Europe?
Okay, how the people viewed it, the people are not being educated about it. So the view is not very much across the country when you listen to people based on how it is discussed. Not a lot of people are even aware of the agreement or that the Jamaican government has signed the agreement or what the agreement entails for us as a country.
Oh.
Deals like this, we can step away from, but the nation have to be prepared and be educated. As I said, the people's view on it, it's because they're not educated on the issue. Why the prime minister did not campaign on this issue? Based on our cultural values and our social setup, it is a hard package to sell. If the prime minister is going to be honest about what the deal entails, it is a hard package to sell. So he would want to avoid campaigning on that, because if you are to explain to the nation of how you are going to change their cultural value in this trade deal, you will have a lot of pushback from the people. So deals like these are rather gone through on a very silent state level without the people being educated as to what this deal is and what the deal meant to them. So it is a hard deal to sell. So the prime minister was never going to campaign and
So the
sell
prime
his
minister, so the prime minister is deceptive and a sellout then to the Jamaican people. Would you say that?
It's quite obvious. It is quite obvious because other countries have refused to sign, or even if they haven't refused to sign, they have refused, such as Uganda and Ghana, who implemented strong anti-gay laws, and you see the Americans are up in arms about it. Now, if the people were educated about it and we are to stand against it, then the country will have to be prepared to be punished by the powers that be in order to maintain your culture. You can step away from these people and their agenda, but you have to educate your people and you have to have your people with you. If our leaders step away from the deal without educating the people why we are not agreeing with this, when the people see that you start getting sanctioned, then the people start going against you. But if the people understand why you are not agreeing to this deal, then you'll have the people behind you, which makes it easier for you. And in these days, even if you not agree and Europe and America sanction you, this is the days of BRICS where sanction is not powerful anymore. So there are wriggle room if you want to save your cultural value. There are wriggle rooms to get out of this whole scenario.
You see, when you come up here and I talk about these things, people think about us and make pure nice, you know. People understand how deep this thing is, you know. People understand how deep this thing, because look here now, in Canada, when and I did video on it in Canada, these kids them go to school, 11-year-olds are allowed to change their names with the help of teachers and guidance counselors, and are not allowed to tell their parents. The students in the classrooms are taught not to tell the student whose name changed to their parents. They are taught to lie to their parents about name change. They can't even take them to clinic to get gender treatment. When behind the
Carlos,
parents' back
let me tell
at
you one of the
11 year
things.
old.
Hold on there. Let me tell you one thing where England I do over here for years now. England, the school them over here, we have to contact you to get your permission to give your child paracetamol if your child takes sick at school. But them don't need your permission to give your child give your child access to contraceptive or morning after pill at school. Them don't need your permission for that. This is why I'm so angry with parents, because they have allowed the government and the state to take away so much power from them, and nobody is standing up against this whole nonsense that is being
Nobody.
pushed on us. Nobody is standing up against it. Everybody is just like they're sleepwalking into calamity.
Because right now, to my seat, based on what is going on in Canada, and Canada, Jamaica signed a deal with Canada for some billions of dollars to come to Jamaica to teach the kids them the same thing. And look, for them in a problem right now over there. Parents are worried that the teacher, the system take away them picnic. And the same thing happen in Jamaica. Are number one, if you have to talk about this, you can't lick your picnic them again. Remember that. You see them cut out of Jamaica? You can't lick your picnic them again. So if you look at
It's a riot for control in England because the government take away all the powers from the parents, and the government corrupt the children against the parents with this twisted teaching. It is so devastating. I don't even know where England is going. It's a crazy country. Crazy.
And Jamaica does go headway, right in something. Jamaica culture is about to change, right? And the people them don't know.
This
Most
is
of
why you
Jamaica
see my
people don't know.
implement hate speech law, because it's to shut way up. We cannot even have with normal with honest views on what we believe in or not if we're opposing in any way to the queer agenda that is being pushed.
So people in Jamaica, people I want to share this video, guys. Because trust me, you're not going to find a video on no platform. So you're not going to find some blogger talk to a gay man, because some man know themselves, Some man are worried about their sexuality. Me not have to worry about mine. Me straight. Me I win a bridging for a long time, and change. No. So wait, tell me something women don't know, yeah, man.
You see this whole problem, Carlos, and it ties into the silence of the Diddy scandal. For very too long, reggae music and hip hop have been the guardian. I'm putting this in quote, have been the guardian of our black culture when it comes to the whole anti-gay thing. But what people don't know, that Jamaica is a very hypocritical, homophobic society. It's not a homophobic society. It's a hypocritical homophobic society.
Mhm.
And there's many ways to explain this. Sometimes you hear these men shouting and railing and ranting and burning fire out a road. It
Mhm.
doesn't mean a thing, Carlos. It's just
Mhm.
hiding behind a cloud. Because reggae and hip hop have been the gatekeeper. And look at the mess that hip hop is in now with the whole homosexuality. Look
Mhm.
at how silence reggae is in speaking out against it. Jamaica has always been a society where homosexuality is nurtured and cherished. And let me say this, I know a lot of people are gonna write, but let me say this. You look at our men in Jamaica who act. When them a act, forget the attention of the people, they still go off and copy the gay agenda and put it in their acting in front of the people. You have those in the dancehall community who, as we know it, blaze fire, Pambatiman and all that. But they are the same people, Carlos, who when the gay lobby in foreign rise against them and them want them visa for stay for economic reason, they still go back and bow to those gay people and apologize to them.
Mhm.
Similarly, in Jamaica, if you are a rich and influential gay people, nobody about you. It's only gully gay people really concerned about.
The
And
Gully Queen.
even gay gully people get acceptance in a Jamaica now. So Jamaica has always been a hypocritical homophobic society. They're not as homophobic as they pretend to be.
Hold on there, hold on there, hold on there. Wayne, you like you want to tell me something. Tell me something about give me something I want to know, like the demographics of undercover man them Wayne we are going like say and them are doing it. Undercover low down man them. What the demographic?
It is as wide as what we're uncovering a hip hop. It
I
is
lie.
as wide, Carlos, as we're uncovering in hip hop. I
Mm,
left Jamaica when I was 23. And before
mm,
I left Jamaica, I've never dealt with what society calls a gay man. All of the
mm.
men I've ever dealt with in my life were always married men or men with their girlfriend and hope of children or whatever. So for me, that's a reality and something when me a dream up.
How are the
The, the,
rat
the,
idiot?
for, for, for me, the men them where you see bonfire most of the
Yeah,
time are
yeah.
always the ones that you have to be careful of. The one them where you see just get up and light fire and just a blaze there go along so nobody now ask them, tell them so them cool or them want not
Mm-hmm.
to burn down. Those are the ones that have something to hide. 99% of the time, those who used to get up and just strike matches and a blaze fire and a throw gas, so they have something to hide, Carlos. It is my experience. And a Jimmy or no make up it. And I'm sure a lot of gay people will defend me on this. Anytime you see them get up and a bonfire and a throw gas, so you know something is happening behind closed door that they
So
are
the gay,
trying to beat
me
down.
might not know you know Wayne because me not gay. So the gay people that know. Them
Oh
know them
yes,
people.
I'm sure a lot of gay people will back me up on this. A lot of gay people will back me up on this. They
And you
who
are
you
telling
see get up and blaze the fire and throw the gas every day, those 99% of the time, those are the closeted gays. That's my
me.
experience.
So we tell me say you never deal with a gay man in a Jamaica man married
Never,
and
never,
we are say.
never,
So Jamaica full enough down low Wayne.
I've never dealt with a gay man in Jamaica. Everybody have them wife or girlfriend.
Guys when I hear when someone I say bonfire, bonfire, your man straight like a arrow, man straight like a man. People don't hear that people.
Carlos, the truth is, most gay people, when they hear people burning fire, will laugh because we know it don't mean nothing. It only means something to them when them decide that them friend. It only means something to them when sun a shine. When sun down, it's a total different scenario.
You hear the people? No, make we get back to this Samoa agreement. Come and see Douglas put something here. So you can't get rid of gay people. They are everywhere, including in those African countries with strong anti-gay laws. Now, before reading it further with that, Douglas Allen, good point. Now, we have a question on that. It draw back a question we have, so remind me about it. Now, in countries, I read, Wayne, come on, I'm going to write down a question for you this evening, you know. Half of my head may come. In countries where they have anti-gay laws, like where your people get killed. I read it out the other day, and I read it to my people. I did video on it, where some countries you'll get imprisoned for life, some countries them stone you to death and lock up the woman for life, and all these things. So in these Muslim countries, some of these countries signed the Samoa agreement, but the agreement was amended for them. I read that way.
Because when you have economic power, you have a deal at the table. That's the difference. When you have something to go to the table and bargain with. Remember, say you have aisle for bargain, you know. A lot of them countries they have aisle for bargain with. So when you have something to bargain with what the devil wants, then the devil will have to climb down to your part of the table.
Yes,
but if
people.
you don't have anything what the devil wants, then the devil just going to give you what him have to give you. It's a sin. And this is all the deals what we make, Carlos, whether it be with Europe, America, or China, is what the devil wants to give us.
Hold on. Yep. Hold on, guys. Anybody in the comment section have any question? Anybody else? Show any question anybody want to ask about the Samoa agreement, anything like that. Wayne is here. I know we will answer your question. This is so Wayne, if you have to advise the government in Jamaica, what would you say to them going into the Samoa agreement? I don't know if them understand.
Right. The Samoa agreement, they can sign it for the trade part of it. But what they should have done is argue their point strongly, like the Middle Eastern countries. Why?
Yes.
We have backside where America and America friend them want to make them missile and them galang in. That's a strong thing. We are one of the major producers of backside. We have, but then again, the way how the deal tie up, we don't even own much, and it's just that none of the deals will make Carlos. It don't make it benefit us. But if I'm to advise the government, I would advise the government to look towards the global developing south. And I mean by looking towards BRICS and those other countries.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that is we are not, or governments rather, are not looking in our interest when these deals are being done, Carlos. Just like how we don't know what happened in India already and what it entails for us, because India is a member of BRICS as well. BRICS is a rising economic zone in the world, which a lot of countries move into. You can escape these things by joining other alliances. The alliance of Europe and America, Carlos, is a dying alliance, and one doesn't have to accept the agenda they push upon them because there are alternatives. But when you have a puppet government, you don't have other hopes that they're going to stand anyway, because they all lead blindly with the devil, really.
Mm-hmm. Can this agreement be cancelled, Wayne? Sonia Jones asked.
Right, the agreement can be cancelled, but what will happen? We will face sanctions, or we will not get certain deals with Europe. But it can renegotiation at this point. Because it's a zone thing, renegotiating for one country at this point. I don't know how that will work, because how the phases will come in, it's starting by removing the buggery law in the Offences of the Persons Act. they will require the abortion law to be scaled down, by putting a certain limit on what and how late a woman can have abortion, and also make it wider available. So you'll have these laws, because you see them started with the gender neutrality in the police already. So you will have these things trickling in slowly, but you can step away from it, but it's at the detriment of sanctions, or your country not having deals, or your country it's mostly to do with sanction and not having deals if you pull out of it, because the country has already signed up to it. So it's
Let me.
operating as a treaty at the moment, or as like a
Ask you
bilateral
this.
treaty.
We have seen John side with Andrew Onis to send the troops to Haiti. Opposition, at least in Kenya, who had troops there, there was great opposition, right?
Mhm.
In the right up to the top court. We saw opposition in Kenya, even though them ended up sending them soldier there, but there was no opposition in Jamaica, or opposition stand up with sided with Andrew Onis. We have seen the opposition side with Andrew Onis with the joke. Opposition, no question, nothing at all, just campaigning around Jamaica with Andrew Onis was the joke. And now we have seen the opposition, the silence is deafening on the Samoa agreement. I had many videos I may ask, how come Mark Wallen is so silent in the Samoa agreement? Can you know why it's so silent, Wayne? Can you tell the public?
Well, if Mark Golden becomes the next leader at the next general election, most of the changes of the legal changes in reproductive health and gender laws, all those are going to fall to Mark Goldings to implement. What if it was the PNP in power, would they have signed that deal? Yes, they would have signed it still, because it's the powers that be are pushing it on them, and they are being threatened. If you don't get sign up to this, then you won't have certain deals, and it will affect your economy, and all sorts of subtle threats and all of that. So yes,
But that's what I'm saying.
a People's National Party government would have signed the deal anyway, based on the powers that be. So I don't. This is why they're not really saying anything, because any government is in power, this type of deal pushed towards them would have to accept it, or they would have an alternative of educating the country and getting the country on their side if they want to stand against
But
it.
look here, I did a video on just that, saying that stuff like this is where politicians come out and educate them people and say, look here, guys, you want us to go here? They're gonna hit us with sanctions already if we need to plan stuff, because we're not gonna get certain things from them. Prepare. What do you think Jamaicans will do, Wayne, if this government, I know Jamaican people stay? What if the government let us be honest with the people and say, guys, we're gonna go through rough times because we stand up to righteousness? What do you think? When you think the people turn against the government like Michael Manley?
I am not sure, based on the mood of the Jamaican people or how they have evolved. I think it will be a hard sell, but I don't know if the people would turn against the government if the government says, if the people are thinking that they're going to be pushed into a economic crisis similar to Cuba or Haiti, then you might have the people silent, just like everybody silent over Diddy.
I said, drop your pants. I said, drop your pants. All right,
So
come take it. What the
it is a
but
it
hold
is
on.
a mind it is a mind game from the powers that be, and it is a shut your mouth and try to get by from our leaders.
But hold on there, Wayne. Hold on there.
Mhm.
While I was reading all of this, right, and doing my research on it, it tells me that we as black people are not free. You see the same thing?
We never were. I don't know I don't know who spread that propaganda, but we never were. We have been
We're not
run
free
through a
people.
train. We have been run through a train, Carlos. We came from slavery to colonization. From colonization, we're moving to what is called um, corporation independence, where we become owned by corporations, and then we move into neocolonization, which it's the whole Commonwealth Club and the American hegemony. That's the neocolonization phrase since World War II. What we are moving into now is a fascist dictatorial agenda where you become gay, you become trans, you become answer, antics, or anything but not what you want to be. So we're moving into fascism now. That's the phase we're in. So we were never free at all. We were always under the control of the power that be.
I just want everybody to understand who are listening to this, that in the era of social media, this bright light, you see, say we're free. Look at it, good people. If we don't sign it, then beat we. Daddy beat we. Look on it. Daddy beat we. That means we're crawling on our hands and not walking on our feet.
Mm-hmm.
I had to hit that, I had that when Michael Mann was talking about it. Crawling on our hands and not walking on our feet. We are controlled. For
Yes.
food, win. Why? Because we depend, we set ourselves up to fear because we depend on people for little food and little pittance.
Mm-hmm.
We're not independent enough, even food. We're not even ready to feed ourselves. Mighty God, win. Mighty
Jamaica,
God.
Jamaica people,
Go ahead.
Carlos, if they, that's why I always tell Jamaica people, you need to wake up. You need to wake up because we're heading for a disaster which will shock a lot of people when we get there. Because people are wasting
Guys,
so much time being entertained and being idle at the moment. And a lot of people are not realizing we're heading for disaster. Because
you guys need to ask
when
Babsy.
things get forced on a lot of people without people realizing really what your government was doing or signing you up to, these things cause conflict in society.
Because I feel when the people are really, let me tell you something, Wayne. Jamaica know what going on. Wayne, can you imagine when some
Carlos,
know
them
what
people,
going on?
hold on. The whole of we have family are foreign. Them family are foreign for teach them can reach a foreign year already. Our children in our
Yes.
foreign year go through it at school. We that
Mhm.
foreign year go through it at work. We go through it on
Yes.
street. So it's not like it now happen already. It's not like we're talking about a dream.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about active foreign life that Jamaica is signed up to. So it won't be
Yep.
long. You understand?
It's there, but hold on, Wayne. Hold on, Wayne.
So
One
people
of
are
the
foreign to
connection.
educate the people at home. Say, I know joke galang in, and we're happening foreign here already.
Ratted. One of the connection. Remember, some mechanic up this thing long time, people. Remember, me tell us I'm not a man, but me can't see things. Remember, me connected that long time. Me tell you say, no beating in a, you can't beat your pitney them. That means if a little boy decides to dress up in him sister dress, you can't beat him. That is connected to the homeschooling. So you can have them at home and teach them when they teach them certain thing at school. That connected to the gender minister. That, so you have a gender minister set up long time deceptive and not tell nobody where she for. That connected to the hate speech law. That's connected to don't call police woman police no more. Police woman no female no more. I want you to understand these things,
It
people.
is what is called the normalization process, Carlos. You get the people them normalized to the word gender minister. So when the other gender galang in them come behind that, it don't sound weird or strange to you because you've been hearing it over and over and over and over. So it now go shock you. It's how they phase it in. It's just a trickle, trickle, trickle. They're not turn over the whole bucket one time.
Jaja. Guys, let me go to my final break and I'll be right back, okay?
Yes.
10 years after, former Prime Minister Oret Bruce Golding declared that he would not have gays in his cabinet.
Do you in the future want to live in a Jamaica where a gay man or a gay woman can be in the cabinet?
Sure, they can be in the cabinet, not mine.
Well, they can't be in yours.
Not mine.
No, but do you want
His successor, and Jamaican Wellness, has suggested that he would have no problems with homosexuals in his executive. Golding's statement a decade ago was made during an interview on BBC Hard Talk.
They live in a Jamaica where they can be and they should be, and it would be entirely natural for them to be so.
I do not know that that is necessarily the direction in which I want my country to go.
Wellness comments came in response to a question during his address to members of the Jamaica diaspora in Brussels on Sunday.
Homosexuality is not a crime. As far as I know, it's not a crime. However, one of our former prime ministers, Mr. Bruce Golding, said on Hard Talk that he will have no gays in his cabinet, and it went on to make Jamaica seem to be more of a homophobic nation than probably it actually is. Would you reiterate those words today, or
absolutely not? No. It's not. Firstly, it's not my business. Neither is it my interest to, and I don't. Whatever is in my discretion to distribute politically. A person's sexuality, sexual orientation is not a criteria for the use of my discretion.
So Wayne.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. Welcome back, people. So hear me now. May have another connection to the hate speech law, the tutoring you can beat your kids, and the gender neutrality and all that. Another connection, Wayne, what me see, is the teachers in Jamaica. How the teachers were treated to run them away from the island. I think that was deliberate because for this agenda to go through, we have to have the right people in place to not interfere with this type of education. I think that if any interference or any pushback would be from the Jamaican teachers. So why not remove them and talk about bringing teachers from countries that are friendly to this agenda to come teach our kids? What do you think about that? May not be a man, but we can see things.
That is one possibility, but even if that is the plan, Carlos, it's still going to create a conflict because our children, the teaching them have, the home where some of them have come from, the community where them have come from, and the knives where them are here around them isn't going to accept it.
But Wayne, look
so
at this now.
The government is asking for riot in our schools.
Lord God, me say, want to when Sidel find out what them teaching picnic. Jesus God. And because the government never educate the people about it, Wayne. They just push this thing in a Jim Squeech it, and the people, they don't educate. There's not, me never hear Andrew Otis talk about it. Me never hear Babsy Green talk about it nowhere. Andrew Otis not talk about this trade agreement. Him scared of it. He's ashamed of it or something. So the people have no education. He's gonna lick them from nowhere.
Yes. Yes.
This is dangerous.
The people need to be educated about what is happening, but nobody now tell them.
My brother.
Nobody now tell them. Everybody have them agenda and them ulterior motive. Let the people decide if they are ready to accept. And it is not even like legalizing homosexuality or so on, Carlos. It's a queer agenda, which is a total different thing.
That's why I say on my platform.
It is a total different thing.
I say on my platform. Why not? If I don't like that, why don't you guys just legalize it?
Make I tell you how even the court in Britain get into one twisted mentality in this whole scenario. When this whole thing start break away in England, You have what is called first. You have what is called civil partnership. Civil partnership was created in law for men to use as a union of marriage. Then you have a straight couple up in Scotland who wanted to have a civil partnership, but the law prevented women and men from having civil partnership. Only two women or two men could do a civil partnership. So those couple in Scotland took the case to court, and it was a long battle that fought. I think it was fought all the way to the Supreme Court or to the Human Rights Court. And what they argued in front of the court was on the human rights and the whole equality and all of that. If we are entitled, if we don't want to get married, we are entitled to have a civil partnership as well. What the court did, Carlos, was rather than give them, the couple, what they want, the right to have civil partnership, the court said, okay, Parliament didn't go too far with this. Let me write the law much broader. So what the court did was allow straight couple to have civil partnership and also extend to gay and lesbian couple to have legal marriage as well. So this is how the whole thing is going on its broad note, because they asked the court for the right to have civil partnership. The court said, okay, I'm going to give you the right to civil partnership, but I'm going to also give gay and lesbian people the right to full marriage. So it is the law is an instrument. It continues to develop, but the law can turn society into abject madness, or it can develop society to its utmost beauty.
Now, the other day, while I was doing the video, I just remember a video I had. I did not have it ready and to queued up in my library so I could show it. Of this white man and his daughter, they were in a town hall meeting. The man was mad, talking to the city people, the workers, then city council and all these people, member of the city board and all them things, about his daughter. Because what he was saying that his daughter complained to him that there were boys coming into her bathroom. So I'm coming to and tell them that him don't want that, and him get mad at them because I want Jamaica to know where this is going, because if I am a boy right now, I'm a man, and tomorrow I feel like I'm a girl, I can go in the girl bathroom and there's nothing you can do about it. That's why they are changing the bathroom to unisex now. I want to understand what is going on at John Shop. So if you talk about a predator can act like say him a woman today just to get where he want and where he want to go. So I think that's me. I think it's boy, I don't know.
Carlos,
Jaja.
that same riot is in Britain at the moment over toilet, where men in dress wants to invade women toilet. It is the same thing. There was a classic case over here where a man raped a woman and then him claim to be a woman and want to go to woman prison. It is, Carlos, it is such a confusion that the confusion alone for me is hard to work around. But the toilet war is in the UK also,
People,
because
go ahead, my brother.
women are campaigning hard on that, and the British Prime Minister has also been called out by women, and that women are asking to be protected in a safe space because they don't want to share toilet with a man in just. Carlos, it's a crazy world. It's just is. It's a crazy world.
It's like the Bible are fulfilled when you don't believe that the Bible, but the Bible are fulfilled when. Listen to that. What is going on in our world? And as a people, we don't believe in a certain things as a Jamaican people. And the Prime Minister Jim Screechy, some stuff in the people, and now tell them, not a word
because it's a hard package to sell in our culture, Carlos.
So let me ask you a
they'll
question.
rather navigate their way in silence and hope that and depend on our ignorance to buy them way to get through and hope that they will implement some laws that they themselves don't. We are realizing that they themselves don't understand. So this is the time for Jamaican people call us to have their eyes wide open because it's about to go down.
It's about to go down a true. Look here, Wayne, how do you think the Prime Minister feel when they hear people like us talk? You think my grinding teeth, my skinny teeth?
And probably which him probably I look through a window, look if we water flowers or whatever, because the Prime Minister depend at the moment on the ignorance of the people.
Yes. And the journalists in Jamaica, they're not doing a good job either. Hold on, I have a question. What about the opposition in all of this, bro? You tell me already, but
as Mr. Cleo said, it look likely that they will be the next government, and they will be the ones to implement these laws. So that alone tell you their silence, because if it was the People's National Party in power, it's a trade deal pushed by the devil. You do not have the economic power to receive the devil, to resist the devil, so you're always gonna buckle under the
so hold on. So when they mark at the beast and they say we must take the chip in our forehead and it forced for some food, are the same way we gonna go in?
Carlos,
Wait, hold on there, Wayne. Today at the Samoa agreement. Hold on, man. Today at the Samoa agreement, and we bow. Tomorrow, we win.
All right, let me ask you a question. If we were willing just 2 years ago to take diabetes and high cholesterol for poison, then I mean, if Jamaicans know that they were going to be sanctioned, I think by and large, most Jamaicans would turn a blind eye and say the government should sign the deal. Because, Carlos, if we were willing to take donut and KC for that joke, Carlos, what else wouldn't we sell ourselves for? If we're willing to sell ourselves for poison, then
but majority of Jamaica did not. But majority of Jamaica did not take the joke, and most of the labor right them will make Andrew convince them.
But Carlos, if you know that you are going to be economically sanctioned, if you know that a food embargo is going to hit Jamaica, if you know that Jamaicans won't be able to travel to Europe or America, how much Jamaicans do you think are going to buckle under that pressure? Look at our entertainer, Carlos. Look at our entertainers, how long they have been bowing to Samoa for a working visa. Come on now.
But hold on, if you understand that some entertainer out there were sick and crippled up and all type of stuff. Enough of we sick. What do me get to understand? Said enough of a sick entertainer. Look, I stand to be corrected. It is alleged that enough of the sick entertainers that we see in Jamaica is because they take the joke because they want to travel to work. And they force the joke on them and them sick out. Enough of the sick entertainers. Several of them are Jamaica. Make it understand, bro.
So them will sell out themselves. The country will sell out if we think so we're going to get too hungry too quick. But the country don't remember, so we have the best style for farm, you see.
Well, that's what we say.
The country will always sell themselves for food.
That's what we say. The same thing like what happened to Michael Manley. So the people will chew, dash a Michael Manley because see I go pull some plug and the people must suffer and they say, let me go plant. They say, boy, come out, come on food. Because black people can't take hunger for long in a way.
Listen here, me cook good economy this evening, you hear? Me don't know what you cook this evening, but me cook good economy this evening and it tastes good. So I hope Jamaica people can continue cook that shit.
How you cook today?
Good economy.
You can yam.
Yes, that's why me cook it. For me find out say you can yam, and that's why me cook it.
I hear this stew here, your French fry. Your French fry are stew.
Me stew it. I stew good economy.
Hold on the way.
That is why we did something like the reverse tax credit. Never before in Jamaica's history, where the government is giving back to people who earn less than $3 million per year. Never before happened. That's a way in which we are making sure that the dividends of the good economic management reaches to the people. Yes, good economic management can yam.
Welcome back, people.
So tell the Prime Minister if nobody don't know how to cook good economic management, produce a way to learn how to cook it so people can ask for the
Man, say,
recipe
stew it, bro.
for good economic management. Listen, you see, Carlos, this is the madness that Jamaica people's been continue groove by this little snippet and gimmick. Wholeness no say I play with the people now, Carlos. You see the tone and behavior
Yes,
where him get into what him do it. Him know say I play now, Carlos. But
me
him
know him a
still
line up.
play.
Me know him a line up, Wayne. Wayne, me know him a tell line up.
Him still play because him knows him can play with the people and get away.
Yeah.
Good economy management can yam. Which Prime Minister tell anybody so, Carlos?
Disrespectful. Disrespectful. Madness. It's because the people, listen to me, it's because the people them was telling him that them can't name economy, the economy, right? And then they come out and say one at a time on the campaign trail, say, when they talk about the economy, some people think the economy is a country far, far away. The man thinks that people them don't away.
He's telling us that we don't have understanding and we don't understand them when they talk.
Yes.
And that him tell we don't understand them when they talk.
I know the labor right there around him. Kind of already knows that anything he say appear, hand him a blow. he can't talk to everybody like that. You know? Why, Wayne? Brother, let me tell you something, man. It was wonderful having you on this platform this evening, brother. Very informative, and it was a long time coming from a promise. Then people say, Megaba gave man on this platform to talk about this Samoa agreement. And him say he wouldn't send film pit nigga. He wouldn't want film pit them taught this stuff for them and teach. Listen, people. The man said he don't want it, he don't want him kids to be taught this type of lesson.
So it's a different conflict, Carlos. It is a conflict of culture.
Jaja. So basically, we take money to adapt European culture, Wayne. That's it. We took money to change our culture. So let me ask you a question. Since then, we got Backstreet last night, go sell out the batty, right? Because we batty gone. At that end, sell out the whole of the batty. All right. What batty money there?
In the same packet with the hurricane money there. And in the same packet with the COVID money there. Them have a packet, you know.
People, remember that this is a deal. You know, some money running on, and even the sign of them sign in Canada. The money deal that, you know. And when I go, no, the people don't know nothing about them things, you know. Bro,
all they care about, Carlos, is to push their teaching on us. No matter what money them walk and take, it's about pushing the teaching on us.
So that's why I look at Andrew Onis and, you know, all these people. I mean, ask, what was wrong with the way or will grow? What was wrong with it, Wayne? What was wrong with how we grow? How we were raised?
Nothing was wrong with it, Carlos. And Andrew know nothing isn't wrong with it. Is only because Andrew is a puppet. If it was Bruce Golden, I don't think Bruce Golden would have, based on his stance, Bruce Golden wouldn't have gone that route.
No,
and would have preferred resign rather than do it, because Bruce Golden then had a strong stance. But then again, when you look at all of the people around Andrew, you just can't tell why. So you don't expect any better from them.
Jaja.
Because the economy is growing, the government is now giving young people who are registered in heart approximately $150 each month to help them with the bus fare and help them with the lunch money. So nobody has any excuse not to go to school to learn a skill, because you're getting help with the bus fare and help with the lunch money as well. If that is not transformational, I don't know what is. So if that is not transformational, I don't know what is. So
what that legislation means to them, what the effects of the legislation, what changes it will bring for them. Will it advance, will it bring advantage or disadvantage to your social life? So we are to take close, full interest in our legislations going forward, given that now that we know so what them are doing, them don't understand. So whoever writes something from book, get them and say, this is what we want you to implement, then we just implement it. So Jamaica people, we need to stay focused. That's my last word. Focus and wake up.
Why? Wayne, my brother, manners and respect every time on the platform, I know. Every time here. You're up tomorrow?
Right,
you're on tomorrow?
Yes, I'm on tomorrow.
What time? 6 in the morning, as
6
usual.
in the morning, yes.
All right, bless up yourself, my brother. Nice. Thank you, my brother. Bless up yourself here.
Respect. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
All right, then.
Yes, sir. So, people, that is producer Wayne. Him come give us some education and tell us how him feel. So, even the gay community is not with this stuff. The gay community don't want them kids to be taught this stuff. The man say when him have him foster kids, him gay friend them can't come in yard. You know, and not influence and youth them, make him youth them, you know, grow and choose, have a choice as a gay man. You know, very candid conversation between I and producer Wayne. And you know, yes, man. It was wonderful. What do you guys think about this conversation? Was it cool? Yeah, man. This kind of conversation you're not gonna have on every vlogger page because some of them afraid about them. You don't chat to no fish. But remember what Wayne tell about them type of people, you know. Yeah, Wayne say wait till night come. Hey, remember what Wayne tell about the type of people, you know. Is it true? And I comfortable with my sexuality. Be straight. We know that. Every gay man know man is straight from man will lean. They know that. So is it to be comfortable with my sexuality? Be straight, right? So me know myself. But yeah, not every blogger, me nah beat no blogger out there, you know. Not every blogger go talk to a gay man for the platform. But remember, Jamaican Carlos is a grassroots, independent journalist. Get ready for anything from my platform to educate the people. You understand me? And that was a very educational video. Share it, people, if you don't want somebody to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As usual, I am a student in a guys' class. Please make sure your comment makes sense in every sentence. Yeah? If you like this platform and it's the first time, like the presentation, and like my work, I put in work, people, man, I'm a lazy blogger. Go ahead and subscribe, make this place your home. Stay home. Yeah? Yes, man. Support the page in any way, shape, and form. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe, you can donate. Push this page forward like an engine. Put the gas in the tank and light up it, crank it up. Send out the video them out there. Don't keep it to yourself. Thank you, guys. The reason why I'm saying that because enough Jamaicans do not know about the Samoa agreement. They do not know about what we are talking about. A government should have talked to you about this thing, you know, people. Our government should have made the people get acquainted with what they're about to implement pandemic, you know. So I think say boy, they probably try to come up with this new amend the constitution to push all of them things in it. You want to bet everything in the constitution? No, come here. You want to bet that's why such man I push the constitution. Members say laws have to change, you know. Members say laws have to change. You have to change the constitution to adapt to them a new rules, yeah. And them a new law. You don't understand what going on, man. Jamaica people, you're not so backward, man. Step up, man. Don't come up here, so, man. Come up to the front. Come up to the front of the class. Come here. Come. We have a space up at the front, man. Come up front. People. You know what going on? Wake up. Thank you for watching the video. My name is Jamaican Carlos. I'm out.
That is why we did something like the reverse tax credit. Never before in Jamaica's history, where the government is giving back to people who earn less than $3 million per year. Never before happened. That's a way in which we are making sure that the dividends of the good economic management reaches to the people. Yes, good economic management can yam.
10 years after, former Prime Minister Orrit Bruce Golding declared that he would not have gays in his cabinet.
Do you in the future want to live in a Jamaica where a gay man or a gay woman can be in the cabinet?
Sure, they can be in the cabinet, not mine.
Well, they can't be in yours.
Not mine.
No, but do you think
His successor, Jamaican Wellness, has suggested that he would have no problems with homosexuals in his executive. Golding's statement a decade ago was made during an interview on BBC Hard Talk.
They live in a Jamaica where they can be and they should be, and it would be entirely natural for them to be so.
I do not know that that is necessarily the direction in which I want my country to go.
Wellness comments came in response to a question during his address to members of the Jamaica diaspora in Brussels on Sunday.
Homosexuality is not a crime. As far as I know, it's not a crime. However, one of our former prime ministers, Mr. Bruce Golding, said on Hard Talk that he will have no gays in his cabinet, and it went on to make Jamaica seem to be more of a homophobic nation than probably it actually is. Would you reiterate those words today, or
absolutely not? No. It's not. Firstly, it's not my business. Neither is my interest to. And I don't, whatever is in my discretion to distribute political, a person's sexuality, sexual orientation is not a criteria for the use of my discretion.
Mr. Prime Minister, Minister of Health and Wellness, those of you who craft this order, I don't know what to say to you, but the Holy Ghost within me tells me that this order is working against the church, is working against the body of Christ. Mr. Prime Minister, I was watching a program last night and you declare me to be your good friend. My good friend, I'm telling you, sir, this order, God gets no glory out of it. And it's making the society worse than it ought to be. You're crippling the fountain of life that gives life to the nation. You're blocking the well. Somebody give me a chance in this house and plant this. You're blocking the well. You're stopping the fountain. Loose the church, loose the church, loose the church, loose the church, loose the church. You're destroying the foundation. And if the foundation be destroyed, what can the nation do?